Good day wherever you are. Please, I would appreciate everyone to mute their microphone. Kindly mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic so that we can have a seamless flow. Okay. Please mute your mic. Thank you very much. And it's going to be a great time tonight. If it's morning by your side, it's going to be a great time this morning. I know people are joining from different parts of different parts of the world. It's a great privilege to have you here, and I do not make light of it to be your host on this Vision 2023. I have done this for the past 6 years. I do it every year, and I help people chart their course. I help people set up their goals properly. I help people 10x their income in the new year. Now, everything I'm going to be sharing with you today, it's based on the things I have done over the years. And these things I have also trained companies, trained mentored individuals on. Usually, I write my New Year goal in October. Now, by November, I'm reviewing my goal. Okay, by the end of November 30th, my goal for 2023 is ready. As we enter December 1st, my goal kicks off. As we speak, I have achieved 15% of my 2023 goals. December is not yet over. So you can do more, you can achieve more if you start doing things differently, if you start thinking differently, if you start acting differently, you can do a lot more. You can achieve a lot more in whatever you are doing. Okay, please, for those just joining us, kindly mute your mic. Please mute your mic so that we don't disturb the house. So when you plan ahead, you will discover that you will make more. Planning is a simple definition of faith. The strategy of setting my goals months before the new year commences is what I learned from one of my mentors. Initially, when he talked about it, I felt, this man too do. How can I set up my new year goal in October? And by December 1st, I start my new year. I mean, initially it was awkward. I couldn't understand it very well. But when I started practicing that same principle, I started experiencing unimaginable growth. 2023 have not started yet. Today is 29th. We have 2 more days to finish 2022 before entering 2023. And as we speak, I have achieved 15% of my new year. It's not a rocket science. When you start doing things differently, you will start getting different results. When you start doing the things other successful people did, you are going to get the same result other successful people got. So tonight, in this training, I'm going to take you through a few processes to help you actualize your goals. Fine, I might not be sharing slides, but I want you to listen, and the recording will be available. The recording is always available on the Skype for 30 days. So you have between now and I see no reason why you have to wait until the 30th day before you download it. So I want, as we round off on this training, you download it immediately, listen to it. I want to tell you something. The only way success comes is by, after learning, you take action. If you don't take action, you will not get results. If you don't take action, you will not get what? Results. It is only those who take action on what they have learned will achieve much results. Okay, so tonight, we are going to take a look at this, and I'll be sharing strategies which I have learned over the years, strategies that has helped me increase my income, strategy that has helped me live the life of my dream, strategy that has helped me do more, achieve more, transform more lives, change more destinies, strategies that has given me opportunity to expand my horizon, strategy that has helped me meet the high and mighty in the society. These are some of the things I'll be sharing with you today, and it's and if you put it to work, it's going to work for you. If you practice it, it's going to work for you. But first, I need to let you know that your life begins to have great effects once you identify what it is that you want. There are so many persons today that are not achieving success in what they are doing because they have not been able to identify the key things they want out of life. Their life is like simple pendulum. It just keeps tossing to and fro. They don't have a direction. Today they are here, tomorrow they are there. They have not been able to make up their mind and say to themselves, this is what I want. This is how I want it. This is why I want this. You know, I don't believe in the theory that says fake it until you make it. I don't believe in that theory. My own strategy, my own way of doing things is apply faith, apply planning until you make it. Apply faith, apply planning until you make it. As a matter of fact, planning is an indication that you are walking in faith. So you need to identify what it is exactly that you want. Make a plan to achieve that thing that you want on a daily basis, every single day. My life took a different turn. There are 3 turning points in my life. The first was the day I discovered why I was born. First, I discovered that I was responsible for my life. Nobody is responsible for me. Not my parents, not the government, not the society. I am responsible for who I become. I discovered that, and everything that happens around me, I am responsible for it. I started taking, and it also, one of the things that also helped me to discover this process is because of the books I read. Every book, please, if your mic is open, kindly mute your mic. Kindly mute your mic so that we don't disturb the house, please. So, I discovered this process. I discovered that I am responsible for myself. I am responsible for everything around me. I am responsible for who I become. Then I learned that this life is not a rehearsal or something else. It is the real thing. You must understand that this life is the real thing. See, some people are still seeing this life like a dress rehearsal. They are seeing this life like, I still have enough time to do the things I want. Maybe much later I'll start setting my goals. Maybe much later I'll start planning. It doesn't work that way. The sooner you realize that you need to start taking action on the right things, the better for you. 2023 is around the corner. Some persons have not set their goals for the new year. It's okay, but the worst thing that will happen to you is that after tonight's meeting, and you still live your life on the way you have without changing a few narratives, then a lot of things will start working not in your favor, but it will start working against. Do you know why it looks as though we are praying and nothing is happening? Because we are not truly exercising faith. You can't go to God and say, God, bless me, bless me. God needs a plan. God is asking you, show me a plan. Show me something I will work with. I want to bless you. Yes, I want to change your life. I want to change your destiny. But I need to know where you are going. I need to know the direction you are taking. And it starts by you taking responsibility. Then the second turning point in my life was when I first wrote my goal. The second turning point was when I first discovered my goals. You know, when I wrote the goals, I didn't put it to the first goal I wrote several years back. I didn't put it to practice, but I know I wrote down 10 things I wanted to achieve that new year. And at that time, I didn't have this clear concept on how to set goals. But guess what? Simply because I put those things, I penned those things, I put them down on a paper, I was able to achieve about 40 to 50% of it by the end of the year. How did it happen? Because as you write these things down on a paper, you are pouring out your mind. There is a connection between your subconscious mind and your physical body. Between your subconscious mind and your physical body that tells you there is work to do. There is an achievement. There is something to achieve. Now, it becomes more stronger if you are seeing your goals daily before you. Maybe you have like a cue card. You know, you have a post-it. Okay, with this post-it, you write down the things you want to achieve. You paste it on your laptop. You have it on your thick back notebook. You have it somewhere written down. You begin to achieve more. You begin to have more successes. Okay. Then the third turning point in my life came when I discovered that I can learn anything. I can learn anything. I can accomplish anything. Any goal that I see myself accomplishing. No one is smarter than me, according to what I learned from one of my mentors. You know, he said, no one is smarter than you. No one is more intelligent than you. No one is better than you. You need to remind yourself at all times. You need to keep raising your bar. You need to keep increasing your self-worth, your self-awareness. You need to keep increasing. See, all businesses, all business skills, sales skills, money-making skills are all learnable. They are all learnable. Everyone can learn it. Everyone is something. I shared, there was something I shared in our business hangout platform when I was summarizing the book, Science of Getting Rich. I said, excuse me, I said, in this life, everyone can achieve what he or she has deemed fit. It's not enough for you to jump from one business to another. The first thing you need to do is to identify the skills you have. Everyone has an innate potential. Everyone has this gift on the inside of them. First of all, identify the skills you have. Then find out where these skills I have, where will it be needed? Right from when I was in school, I realized that I love talking to people. I love encouraging people. You know, then I started asking myself, how can I use this? How can I use this gift as a means to affect my world? How can I use this gift as a means to change destinies? How can I use this gift as a means to affect so many lives? So I started working on it. I started working on myself. That's when I delved into business development. From there, I discovered that in business development, I will be swallowed. I'll be lost in the crowd. I started narrowing it down until I found my core value. I talk to live. I talk to earn, or rather, I earn through talking. Okay, talking has taken me to several countries around the world. Talking has given me multiple assets. Talking has increased my net worth. Talking has connected me to people that I once imagined that I will be in contact with. So enough of the introduction. Now let's get into the goal setting process. Now, when you want to set your goal, number one, you need to decide exactly what you want in every key area of your life. It's not enough for you to say, I want a car, I want a house, I want a job, I want money. No. You need to decide exactly what you want. Please, if your mic is open, kindly mute it. Kindly mute your mic so that we don't disturb the house, okay? So ask yourself, what do I want? Start by idealizing, or rather, start by imagining where there is no limitations. There is no limitation to what you can do. There's no limitation to who you can be. There's no limitation to what you can have. Just imagine that you have all the time and money in this world, all the friends and contacts, everything. You have it at your disposal, all the education, all the experience, all the skills that you ever think you need. Just imagine you have all this. So see yourself. Now, what you need to ask yourself is, if I wave a magic wand with all these things I have at my disposal, how will I make my life perfect? How will I make my life perfect? Number one, you are deciding exactly what you want. So you come to your income. How much do you want to earn this year, 2023, we are entering? How much do you want to earn? Now, if you don't have a faint idea of how much you want to earn, you can sit down and do a quick check on how much you earned the year 2022. Whatever figure you have, add a 0 to it. So if you earned £100, you add another 0 to it, it becomes £10,000. If you earned £1,000, you add another 0 to it, it becomes £10,000. If you earned £100,000, you add another 0 to it. So once you add a 0 to a number, the figure changes completely. So you need to ask yourself, how much do you want to earn this year? Next year, in the next 5 years, in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, ask yourself, how much do I want to earn? So you are putting figure down. Okay. Then the next one is, you come to your family. What kind of family life do I want? I learned some people are in the waiting room. Waiting room. Just a minute, please. Let me allow those in the waiting room to come in. You don't even need my permission, because the way I set it, anyone can just get in. Okay, try it. It could be your network. Some people are telling me they can't enter because it's keeping them in the waiting room. So you ask yourself, what kind of family do I want? What kind of family setting do I want to have? What kind of family life do I want to have? Okay, you must decide. Then you also come to your health. How would your health be different? How would your health be different if it was perfect today? Now, when I started my indoor exercise, the first time I started it, it was very difficult. I didn't have to do much, but I started with 30 seconds every day, 30 seconds of whatever I need to do. And some of these aerobics, I couldn't even do certain things for 30 seconds. It was difficult. It was difficult, but I had to keep doing it. Consistency is the name of the game. So you need to decide what kind of health, what kind of healthy life do you want to live? Then you come to your net worth. Now, your net worth is when you subtract what you owe people, that's your debts. When you subtract your debts from your income, what is left is your net worth. How much do you want to save and accumulate in the course of your 2023 year? How much do you want to accumulate? Your net worth has to do with the assets. When you remove your liability from your assets, what is left is your net worth. So you're asking yourself, I remember when I shared this with some persons, and they say, Oga, leave that in. I don't even have anything. My net worth is in minus. It's okay to be in minus, but it's worse to remain on minus. You need to move from point A to point B. You need to step up your game. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you are expecting a different result. It doesn't work that way. And it is said that that is the true definition of insanity. So you're asking yourself, how much is going to be your net worth? Okay. So the first step is to decide exactly what you want. You come to your spiritual life. How much time do I want to spend with my maker? How much time do I want to spend during my quiet time every morning? Then you come to your relationship or social goals. You don't have to model up all your goals together. You break them down. You have income goal, you have expense goal. How much is going to be my monthly expense? How much is my weekly expense? You have your health goals, you have your spiritual goals, you have your relationship goals. These are all that you need to take a look at. These are all you need to take it. So with that, it will give you a holistic planning, a holistic preparation of your goal. Remember, we are still on step 1. Step 2, you write it down. Write the vision, make it plain. Let him that run it read it. Your goals must be written down. They must be clear. They must be specific. They must be detailed. They must be measurable. It's not enough for you to say, I want a car. What type of car do you want? What year? What brand? What color? It's not enough for you to say, I want a house. What kind of house? Is it face me, I slap you? Is it a duplex? Is it a castle? Is it sets, what's it called? Sets of flats? Is it a hostel? Whatever it is you want, you must be detailed. You must write out your goals as if you were placing an order for your goal from a manufacturer. If I want to buy something from Amazon, for example, I want to buy a book from Amazon. I don't just go to Amazon and say, I want to buy a book. I must be specific. Okay? Make your description clear and detailed in every sense. So you need to write it down. You need to write it down. Only 3% of adults have written goals. Only 3%. And everyone else work for those who have written down their goals. So if you want to achieve much in the new year, you need to have your goals written down. The third step, number 3, you need to set a deadline. I want a Toyota Highlander 2023 model on or before 31st August 2023. Set a deadline. I want to visit the space by 31st July 2023. Set a deadline. Your subconscious mind uses deadline as a forcing system. Let me put it that way. A forcing system that will drive you into achieving that thing. So if I set a deadline that I want to be in space by the 31st of July 2023, everything around me will start consciously and unconsciously start working towards achieving that goal or on that scheduled date of being in space by 31st of July 2023. So if your goal is big enough, that's why we say that when the why is big enough, the how will show. When the why is that's the reason, WHI, your reason, your purpose for wanting to do what you want to do. If it is so big, if it is driving you enough, how you're going to achieve that thing will show up. That is to say that if you have a target, the direction on how to achieve that target will show. So you also set sub deadlines. Now, that sub deadline, if you want to achieve financial independence, for example, you may set a 10-year plan or a 10-year goal, and then you break it down year by year. So year one, this is that's what I mean by sub deadlines. So your overall deadline is July 31st, 2023. I want to be in space. Now the sub deadline is, what are the things I need to do? The actions I need to take that will lead me to that July, actualizing that July 31st plan. That's what I mean by setting sub deadlines. Okay, so that you know how much you have, how much work you need to do. You will know how much time, who you need to meet, who you need to talk to, why you need to talk to that person. And if for some reason you don't achieve your goal by that deadline, simply set a new deadline. It doesn't make you a failure. See, there are no unreasonable goals. Or rather, let me put it, there are no unreasonable deadlines. Let me put it that way. There are no unreasonable deadlines. Once you have a deadline, you need to stick by it. You need to work with your deadline in achieving your goal. Okay? Now, then the fourth step in achieving your New Year goal is to identify obstacles. You need to identify obstacles that can stop you from achieving that goal. Why aren't you achieving your goal? Why aren't you achieving your goals? The theory of constraints states that there is always one limiting factor or constraint that sets the speed at which you achieve goal. That's the theory of constraints. There must always be one limiting factor or constraint that will stop that speed, that will slow that speed from you achieving your goal. And the question is, what is that limiting factor? What is that constraint for you? Going by the 80-20 rule, you know, when you apply it to constraints, you discover that the full 80% of the reasons that are holding you back from achieving your goal is inside of you. So you're asking yourself, why have I not achieved my goals for 2022? Why am I still where I am? You need to look inwards. It's not village people. It's not that man. It's not that woman. It's not this government. Fine. There are external factors that must have contributed. But 80% of these constraints come from the inside. It comes from on inside of you. It could be lack of skill. a lack of quality, lack of knowledge, lack of connection. So just sit down, you discover the truth. Only 20% of these reasons are from external forces, but it always starts from yourself. It always starts from yourself. So you need to identify what are the obstacles that will stop me from achieving my goals. It's more like drawing up SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis simply means you are trying to find out your strength, your weakness, your opportunities, and the threat. Okay? So in everything, whatever project I'm going into, I try to do a SWOT analysis on it. The reason why I do the SWOT analysis is to give me a clear picture of what I want, how I want it, and where I need to achieve, what I need to do to achieve. So once I take care of all those obstacles, I discover that my journey will be moving smoothly. My journey will be going without hiccups. Now let's move to step 5. Step 5 is that you need to identify the knowledge, information, and skills which you need to achieve your goals. 3 key things: knowledge, information, and skills that will help you achieve your goal. Especially identify the skills that will that you will have to develop to be able to be on the 10% of your field, 10% of your chosen area. One thing I do over the years is the fact that I don't allow any 24 hours leave me the same way the previous 24 hours met me. I have made it a point of this. No matter how tired I am, in this brain, I must put something new every day. Every day. Someone asked me, how come it seems you know too much? I said, no, there are some people who know a lot more better than me. But what sets me apart from a lot of people is the fact that I'm always willing to learn. I learn from everybody. It doesn't matter your status. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter your color. It doesn't matter your religion, your race, everything. I learn from everybody. I keep an open mind to learn. And once you have this mindset, you keep adding value. So when I'm so tired that I can't read, I must listen to audio. If I'm not listening to audio, I will watch video. But you see this mind, I must feed this mind every day. And I have broken it down that I do 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at night. See, if you cannot do 2 hours every day, please spend at least 1 hour every day in your chosen field. Whatever it is you are doing currently, you are selling slippers on the street, you are selling gari, you are selling, you have a restaurant, you have a spa, whatever it is you're doing, spend 1 hour every day. You can break it down into 2 parts, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. Spend 1 hour in your chosen field. Go to Google. Google is your friend. That question that is popping up in your mind, ask Google. That question that is popping up in your mind, ask YouTube. You will see multiple videos you can watch. But make sure you spend at least 1 hour every day in your chosen field. It will set you apart. The greatest discovery of our time is the fact that your weakest skills is the height of your income. In other words, you cannot earn more than the skills you have. You cannot see beyond the light that is available to you. So if you want to earn more, you need to identify new skills. There is something I do every year. I learn new skills every quarter. Every quarter, I must learn new skills. Currently, I'm going through a training. I paid about £2,800 for the training. And it's part of my 2023, the first half of my 2023. I want to earn in a new dimension. I want to earn in a new field. So I need to learn what those people know. And the only way I could achieve this is not to do free trainings on YouTube, is not to do free training on Google, but I had to pay an expert to scoop from their brain. And guess what? By the time I'm going through this training, if after each class I go to Google, to YouTube to search for videos on certain topics, I discover that there are so many things they are hiding from the YouTube videos, even though it's a good start, okay? Because I studied my growth from the University of YouTube. I maximized it. I learned a lot from University of YouTube. Then I started paying for classes. I started paying for seminars. I started paying for workshops. But because I want to earn more, I need to learn more. If you want to earn more, you need to become more. Grant Tracy said in his book, No Excuses, that one of the greatest things you need to guide, as long as you have living, as long as you have breath in you, is your earning ability, your ability to earn money, your ability to earn income. You need to guide it jealously. So no matter the field you are, you need to learn what is obtainable in this field. The top 20% people in this field, what are they doing? How are they doing it? What are they doing differently that I need to learn? Key question for you is, what one skill, if you develop this skill very well, in an excellent way, would have the greatest positive impact in your life? What is that one skill? Ask yourself, how will I learn that one skill? How will I pay the price to learn that one skill? If you develop it and become consistent in it, how will my life change? Then let's move to step 6. You need to identify the people whose help and cooperation you will require to achieve your goals. There is no goals that is achieved in isolation. We need people around us. You need collaborators. Please, if you're just joining us, kindly mute your mic. Kindly mute your mic so that you don't disturb the class. Thank you. So, whose skills, whose efforts, who are you going to collaborate with to achieve your desired goal? Who are you going to work with? No man is an island. Make a list of every person in your life that you will have to work with. That you have to work with, or that you have to work around to achieve your goal. Start with the members of your family. Whose cooperation will you need? Whose support will you need? Whose support will you require? Your boss, your co-workers, your subordinates, your everyone. Especially identify the customers whose support you will need to sell enough of your products and services. Who are those customers I need to work with? Who are these customers I need to fine-tune what I have with them? Who are these customers I need to build the relationship I have with them? I'm sure a lot of people, when they are setting their goals, they don't consider all these things. You need the customer. So who are these customers? Whose cooperation will I need to achieve my goal? Once you have identified the key people whose help you will need, you will require, ask yourself this question: what's in it for me? What's in it for me? So you need to be what? You need to be a go-giver rather than a go-getter. Oftentimes we have used the word, oh, I want to be a go-getter. Yes, little girl, I know you are in the class. Kindly mute your mic, mommy or daddy. Yes. So you need to be a go-getter. You need to be a go-giver, not a go-getter. You need to be a go-giver. To achieve big goals, you will have to help and support a lot of people. You need to go out of your way to give values. That's what I mean by a go-giver, not a go-getter. You need to dispense value. You know, just like water dispenser, where water dispenser that is dropped in a public place, they have lots of disposable cups. Everybody comes, pick up a cup, take water, drink, move their way. That is what your life should be. Your life should be a dispenser that dispenses water. Your life should be a dispenser that dispenses value. One key person at a certain place in your life can make a whole lot of difference. One person made a whole lot of difference in my life, that as long as I have breath, I will never stop being grateful for what this person did for me. Just one contact. And that's what everybody needs. But before you are connected to this one person, you need to be that person. You need to be that person everyone will want to associate with. The most successful people are those who build and maintain the largest network. They don't build their network because they know that their network determines their net worth. So if you have kindly mute your mic, whose mic is open, please mute your mic. So if you have 10 people in your life, let me narrow it down to 5 persons. You have 5 persons in your life. And these 5 persons, okay, somebody was trying to chat me up. So these 5 persons, their income is low. Their income isn't high. By the time you take average of what they earn, for example, these 5 persons, Mr. A has an income range of $100 every year. Mr. B has income range of $500 every year. Mr. C has income range of $0 every year. The 4th person have $1,000 every year. The 5th person have like $200 every year. You sum all this money together. So 1,000 plus 200, that's 1,200 plus 500, 1,700 plus 100, 1,800, because one of the persons has $0. So these 5 persons, their income, or the average of their income is what? 1,000, or the total sum of their income is 1,800. What you do is you divide it by 2. When you divide it by 2, you have how much? $900. Your income can never be more than $900. That's the true definition of you earn the average of the 5 people that influences your life, that affects your life. The day I did this mathematics, I sat down, I started looking at, okay, everybody in my life, how much does this person earn? I had to put a guess. Okay, I put down the figure. By the time I finished, the people I speak to mainly in my life, I now know why I was earning what I was earning at that time. I screamed. I had to disassociate myself from giving them that access into my life. They stopped influencing me. I had to turn my radar and start looking for the high net worth. I start looking for those who are shooting for the sun and not the moon. So you can't earn more than the average people that speaks into your life. So you don't have to be a go-getter. You need to be a go-giver. Number 7, you need to make a list of everything you will have to do to achieve your goal. What are the key things I need to do to achieve my goal? Combine the obstacles that you will have to overcome. Combine the knowledge and skills that you will have to develop, and the people whose cooperation you will require. List every single step that you think you will require, you will need to achieve your ultimate goal. See, as you think in this new direction, add a list, make this list very clear, because it's not enough for you to think it. You need to also put it down on the paper so you can start acting it. When you make out a list of all the things you will need, all the things you will need to do to achieve your goal, you begin to see that this goal is far more attainable than you imagine. So when I tell you that I have achieved 15% of my goal, it's not a cliche. I'm not trying to whine you. I'm not trying to tickle your fancy. I'm telling you the things I have done over the years. So I've been able to put it to practice. They say that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, but I beg to disagree. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a decision. You must first of all decide to embark on that journey. You can build the biggest wall in this world through your imagination. Imagination is a compound word, and you're not paying anyone to imagine. Okay? So you need to make a list of all the things you have to do to achieve your goal, which is number 7. Now let's move to number 8. You need to organize your list into a plan. Fine, you have made the list of all the things you want to do. The next thing is that you need to organize it into a plan. You organize this list by arranging them step by step, according to priority. Which one comes first? For me to buy a car, I need to have a house where I live. I heard a young man won a lottery sometime, and the first thing he went to do was to buy a helicopter without knowing where he will park the helicopter. You see where his own foolishness started. Now, so he would have asked himself, those who own helicopter, where do they park it? But he didn't consider all this. He just ran off and purchased the helicopter. Okay, so you need to prioritize your list. What do you have to do before something happens or before something else? And in what order? What is the more important and what are the more important things to me and not the urgent things? Oftentimes, I see people when they write their goals, they are placing urgent things in the place of important things. I am thirsty. I need to quench my thirst. It is very, very important, and it's also urgent. Now, prioritizing my need means prioritizing my need over my want means I should take water and not carbonated drinks. If I take a bottle of Coke at that time, I have placed an important thing. I have placed an urgent thing over an important thing. Yes, it was urgent. I had to quench my thirst, but that thirst has not quenched. But if I take water, I would have cleared that thirst in me. So the 80-20 rule says that 80% of your results will come from 20% of your activities. The things you do comes up to 20%, which gives you the 80% results. While the 20-80 rule says that the first 20% of time that you spend planning your goal and organizing your plan is worth 80% of the time required to achieve that goal. In other words, if I spend 20% of my time writing down my goal, after writing down my goals, I make a list of all the things I want and I organize my list into a plan, I would have achieved 80% of the results. It's that easy. So make a list of all the plans and prioritize your list. That is step 8. Now for step 9, you make a plan. Organize your list into series of steps from beginning all the way through to completion of your goal. Now, when you have a a goal and a plan, you increase the likelihood of achieving your goals 10 times. You increase the likelihood of achieving your goals by 10 times. So you are planning each day, each week, each month in advance. Today, I plan the things I want to do tomorrow. Even if you already know the things you want to do tomorrow, please still put it down on a paper. You plan each month. At the beginning of the month, you are planning, what am I going to do this month? What am I going to achieve this month? You pick it from your ultimate goal. This is what I want to achieve this year. This year, I want to lose 20 pounds from my weight. I'm giving an example because I'm not overweighted. Okay, so you want to achieve 20 pounds. You want to lose 20 pounds. Now you sit down and ask yourself, what are you going to do when you break these 20 pounds into the year? How much pounds are you going to lose every month? So on the average, we'll be talking about 2 pounds or 1.8 pounds. Let's say 2 pounds. Every month you need to lose 2 pounds. Every month you need to lose 2 pounds. It's not for you to just wake up one day and say, I want to lose 20 pounds overnight. No, 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 no. You make a plan. You organize it into a list of series of steps, actionable steps. So every month you are losing 2 pounds. Now, what am I going to be doing every week that will help me lose these 2 pounds? You see, your reticular activating system comes alive. It starts working. It starts looking for, your radar turns on. It starts looking for frequencies that will help you achieve losing that 2 pounds every month. You plan each week. Each week, you plan it before the weekend comes. You plan each day before the evening comes. So my tomorrow, I plan it tonight. My next tomorrow, I plan it tomorrow. So you plan a day before. Just like a wise farmer. A wise farmer don't wait till harvest time before he starts planning for the next planting season. And when the wise farmer harvests his crops, the first thing he does is to bring out choice seeds for the next planting season. But we don't put these things to practice. And some of us here are farmers. We have farmed. We understand this principle. But when it comes to our personal life, when it comes to our finances, we don't put it to practice. So if you start practicing like the wise farmer, you will achieve more in your life. The more careful and detailed you are when you plan your activities, the more you will accomplish it in less time. Your life should be structured. See, the rule is that each minute spent planning saves you 10 minutes in execution. This means that you get a 1000% result or return on your investment of planning your goals, planning your day, planning your week, planning your month in advance. You get more results. Now let's move to step 10. When you have listed out all these your goals, select your number one most important task for each day. So if today I have 5 things on my list, I will take a look at all those 5 things. I will select the most important thing. Then I will look at my list again. I will select the most second important thing. And I look at my list again. I select the third most important thing. See, focus on these 3 things. It is called the rule of 3. The rule of 3. Focus on these 3 things for each day. You will be amazed how much you're going to. It's not enough. It's not about having multiple things. Okay, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do that. Just focus on those 3 things. Focus and concentration are the key to success. Focus means that you know exactly what it is you want to accomplish, and concentration requires that you dedicate yourself to doing only those things that will move you forward towards achieving your ultimate goal. Okay? So focus on 3 things every day. What is the most important thing I need to do today? What is the second most important thing I need to do today? What is the third most important thing I need to do today? Now, if you still have time for the day, you want to do more, fine, you can add it, but always focus on the first 3 most important things for the day. Then let's move to step 11. Remember, okay, before I move to step 11, remember at the beginning of the goal setting plans, you have what is it called? That's at the beginning, yes. The first step, you have decided what exactly you want to do. So all these plans, you apply it in your health, in your spiritual life, in your finances, in your relationship, in your business. All these processes, you apply it to it. Okay? Then step 11, develop a habit of self-discipline. Develop a habit of self-discipline. You must discipline yourself. You must tell yourself, look, I must do this. It's not enough for you to say, I don't know how I'm going to do it. You must tell yourself, I must do this. I must do this. I have to discipline myself. No matter what happens, I must do this. Okay? Then you move to step 12. Practice visualization on your goals. The practicing visualization means you are seeing yourself achieving your goals. Create a clear, vivid, exciting, emotional pictures of your goal as if they were already a reality. See yourself achieving it. See yourself having achieved it. That trophy, whatever it is, just see yourself that you have achieved it. That is what we have on step 12. Okay? Then step 13. It's called the goal setting exercise. Goal setting exercise. Now you take a clean sheet of paper and write out the word goals at the top of the page along with today's date. So today is 29th December 2022. The caption of that paper is called what? Goals. So when you do this, you have to discipline yourself to write out 10 goals that you would like to accomplish in the next 1 year. In the next 1 year. Begin each goal with I. You have to personalize it. Only you can use the word I. Only you can use the word I. Now, when you do this, you are sending message to your subconscious mind that this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want you to work with me to achieve. Describe your goals in present tense. Some people, when they write I remember asking some persons to send their goals for me to review. But by the time I went through their goals, I was like, no, this is not goal setting. See, you need to describe your goal in present tense as though they had already been achieved. If your goal is to earn a certain amount of money in a certain year, in a certain way, you will say, I earn this number of dollars by the end of this year, so time. I earn $15,000 by the end of 31st of August, by the end of 28th of August 2023. You are stating it in present tense. So if your goal is to get a new car, you will say, I drive such and such new car by so dates. I drive my 2023 BMW FBI series by 31st July 2023. I am specific. I'm specific on the type of car. I'm specific on the model. I'm specific on the make. I'm specific on the date I want that car. Then finally, when you write down your goals, always write them in the positive tense. Instead of saying, I will. Some people write, somebody said, I will quit procrastination. I will quit bullying my younger ones. You will say, I am. Instead of I will, you say I am. I am not a bully. You understand what I'm trying to say? So always state your goals as though they were already a reality. That's where I'm driving to. As though you had already accomplished them. This activates your subconscious mind and superconsciousness, superconscious mind to change your external factors into reality. It changes everything around you and begin to command all those things that need to happen to start happening. I believe I've been able to add value to your life this evening. Now, to summarize what I have shared with you, I have shared about 13 or 14 things you need to do. Now, this video is still going to be available. Please, when the training is done, you can download the video from the platform and watch it. Okay, I love Skype because, number one, people can easily join. Number two, you can have access to the videos at any time, though it's only on this platform for 30 days. But within these 30 days, you can easily click on download and you have it in your device. You can listen to it over and over again. Then I had a training last year. I call it Vision 2022, and it's now, I have updated it. It's called Vision 2023. It's loaded, it's well elaborated. I took time to talk about different aspects of goals, different aspects of life, which if anyone takes advantage of it, the person will 10x their life. The person will 10x their income. You know, those who went through that goal, they got a lot of value from it. And one of the things I will do for us in this platform is to give you access to that training. Everyone that goes through that training, your life will refuse to remain the same. I'm going to drop the link to access the file, to access the training. It's online. It's an audio training you can listen to at any time. You listen to it as you go. I'm going to drop it in the chat room so that you can access it. Now, if you have any question, kindly indicate so we can take the question before we wrap up the class. Thank you very much. Any question? Does anyone have a question? If you have a question, you can, if you can't talk, you can put it up in the chat box. You can put it up in the chat box so I can handle it. Okay. So, having shared all this, now let me quickly recap. Okay, some persons are raising their hands. Yes, Phoebe. Yeah, I can see your hand. Okay, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you, sir. You've given us so much value this night. I just wanted to find out, at what point would it be necessary to review the goals, the achievement of our goals? Would there be, how often would we need, because I was feeling that it might be necessary now and then to take an appraisal of how far we've gone into achieving our goals. I don't know if you could shed more light on that.
Okay, I review my goals every month. Every month, I review my goals. Every month, I review my goals. Okay, then for my the same way, my weekly budget, I review it every week. If whatever I have, if I have a budget for this week, at the end of the week, I review it. What worked? What did not work? What should I do better? These are the three things I always ask myself. What was the thing that worked for me? How can I improve on whatever that has worked? And what did I not do well that I can do better? So you review your, if you can't review your goals every week, just do it every month. It's very important to review your goals every month as you keep moving. Now, there are some goals at the end of 2022, I realized about 97% of my goals. So the remaining 3%, I had to move it into my 2023 goals. And I started with those new ones that I brought forward before entering into the New Year goals. So, and the reason why I was able to do that because I redo monthly review. So you can review your goals every month. Okay. So another person is raising hand. Peace. I believe I answered your question, Phoebe.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, Peace, it's your turn to speak.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Though I joined a little bit late because of my kids, but I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
For me, I think writing this goal monthly or quarterly will be easier for me to be able to achieve them, other than writing them, other than looking at it in the whole of the year. So I just want to know if it's okay that way also.
Okay. Now it's let me put it this way. It's okay for you to have monthly goals, okay? But you need to have a goal for the year. So if I want to achieve, okay, so you ask yourself, what do I want to achieve in January? You put it down. So you start thinking again what you want to achieve in February. When February is over, you start thinking again what you want to achieve in March. That will give you a lot of work. But if you can sit down and do a lot of thinking and ask yourself, what do I want to achieve in January? What do I want to achieve in February? What do I want to achieve in March? And as you're asking yourself these questions, you are putting them down on a paper. It will help you achieve more than for you to wait till the end of the year, end of the month before you start thinking of what's it called? The goals for the new year. I don't know if you understand where I'm driving to. Are you still there, Peace? Peace, did you get my question? So you need to first of all have the yearly goal, then you break it down into months. Okay? So who else is asking question? Please unmute yourself and ask your question. Who else is asking question? Okay, let me show you, just before we round off, let me show you can any of you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can from here.
Okay, so if you want to get hold of the audio version of the training, in depth, broken down into bits. Now, this is the link, http://charles.seller.co/goal setting. I dropped the link in the comment section. You can still copy or screen grab this so that you can take a look at it. It will help you in achieving a lot when it comes to your goal setting. It will help you achieve a lot. Okay. All right. So who else is asking question? Who else is asking question? Nobody? All right. In the absence of none, it's been my pleasing pleasure and a privilege to be your host tonight, to share from my wealth of knowledge and my wealth of experience. I believe listen to this video, watch it over and over and over again. You have today, you have tomorrow, you have next tomorrow to digest all that have been shared and put it to practice, and you gain more. Thank you very much for sticking out time from your busy schedule to hang out with me this evening. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.
God bless you. God bless you.
Amen.
Bless you.
God bless you
God
too.
bless. Thank you so much,
Amen.
sir. God bless you.
Amen. Amen. God bless you too.